back to the La La Land Crafts YouTube channel. This is Irina, and today is day 14 of our 18 days of tutorials. If you're just now joining in, make sure to comment on all of the previous videos. You'll find the links below in the video description. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please use the link on the video description to visit our blog where our design team posts their projects. Comment there as well, and you'll be entered for a chance to win one of 3 gift certificates to our online store. Today's project could easily be one of my favorite ones. I really enjoyed making it, really had a lot of fun. This is a door hanger, and it can also even stand on its own like this. And this opening here is big enough for the gift card, or you can put the present, you can put little bag with candies tied up, would look really cute. And guess what we are using? Once again, we are using our suitcase die to create this box right here. If you haven't seen our other tutorials yet, on day 2 we made this box right here, and this opens like this. And on day 12 we made this trinket box that opens like so. So all of these boxes are made with the same die. As you know, I love showing you multiple ways to use the same products. We're also going to be using the papers from the new paper pack, the Caroline We Go clear stamp set, and a bunch of the other dies. One more thing I would like to mention or to ask you. This is day 14, so we only have 4 more days in this series. If there is anything in particular you would like to see from us, please mention it in the comments below as well. Okay, let's start with the tutorial. I chose these prints, 4 different prints from the Blue Christmas designer paper pack. All of these papers work wonderfully together, and of course they can be used not just for Christmas. There are plenty of prints that you can use for other occasions. We're going to start with the tag first to create our door hanger. We're going to make an opening here. I die cut the largest one from this large stitch tags. I die cut 2 from white cardstock and 1 from the designer paper. To create the opening, I'm going to use the circle die from the stitched nested circles, and this is the 3rd one. If you count from the smaller one, this is the 3rd one in size. I'm going to cut 2 layers at a time, since this is thicker cardstock and our papers are thicker as well. So I'm going to line up 2 of the layers, one of the white stitching up and the same side of the designer paper one, and I'm going to line up my circle so the opening, the top of the opening goes over that little hole in the tag. I'm going to use removable tape, and this is just Scotch removable tape right here, or you can use washi paper as well. It's also low tack. I'm going to make sure my circle stays in place, and then I'm going to run it through my Cuttlebug twice back and forth so it cuts through both of the layers. I'm going to position it so the blade is facing up like so and run it through. As you can see, it cut through both of the layers with no problem. I'm going to remove my bottom one and remove the circles that cut out. Now I'm going to grab my second tag, and I'm going to position it now the opposite way, so the stitching on both sides is facing up. I'm going to line up my tags and then press into this tape that I still have left on the die. So this is holding in place now, and run it through again. Now all of my tags have opening in them. Really cool. Before I assemble those, I'm going to create little frame, circle frame to go around the opening so it looks finished. I'm already die cut 2 larger circles, and these are cut from our double stitched circle die, so you can see it's just a tiny bit bigger. I'm going to line up the same circle that I used to cut out the openings over this circle and then run it through, and I'm going to do the same on both pieces. So you can see it gives me just a skinny frame that I can put around, and I also have an extra circle. Now I have 2 of my white tags, my designer paper tag, and 2 of the frames. Before I glue them together, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to cut right over where the stitching is on the one from the designer paper, and this will give us another layer. And now I can go ahead and assemble my tag. As you can see, these white frames with the stitching made a nice finishing touch to the door hanger. Now let's work on the box. For the box, I'm going to be using our suitcase die. I already die cut 2 shapes from white cardstock, and I'm going to cut on one of them. I'm going to cut off this smaller flaps right on the line, right on the embossed line right here on all 4 sides. Now I'm going to use bone folder and create the folds on all of them. I find the double-sided tape works the best for it. This is where I'm going to put the tape to prepare the assembly. On the piece without the side flaps, I'm going to put tape on the inside on one of the longer flaps. On the piece that is full, I'm going to do the same on one of the longer flaps here. And on the same side on the shorter flaps. Then I'm going to put the tape on the long flap on the opposite side as well. And on the side flaps right here. I know it looks like a lot of tape going on, but it will all make sense once we start assembling. And here, so basically, we're putting tape on all the flaps. So your one piece with the cutout flaps looks like this, and your second piece looks like so. To assemble it, we're going to put this piece with the tape facing down, line it up to the fold right here, make sure it folds. I'm going to remove the backing from this flap and fold it over. Then I'm going to fold the whole thing over to the other side. Make sure everything nice and straight. Remove the tape from this side and close this over. Now we're going to create the bottom of it, and this is important. You're going to use one of the sides that doesn't have any tape. So this is your bottom. So you're going to fold this in, the one with no tape. Remove the tape from the small flaps. and fold them down. Make sure your box nice and even so it's straight right here. You can use one folder to help press it from the inside, and then we're going to close this side down. And now all of these sides are just going to be folded onto the inside to finish the top of the box. The next I'm going to die cut the front for the box and the sides from the printed papers, and all of these dies come with your suitcase die. I'm going to use striped paper for the skinny parts, and then I'm going to use this really pretty snowflake paper for this part right here. I have my white layers already cut, and you'll find all of the measurements, all of the dimensions in the video description below. I'm going to put the die cut pieces on top of the white and then put them on top of my box. I have my front and my 3 sides attached, and the extra side we're actually going to use on the back of the tag, so we'll come back to it later. As you can see, the papers coordinate so nicely. This is how it's gonna go on my tag right here. So I can use double-sided tape on the back and attach it to the front of the tag. I'm going to use my bond folder to press on the inside. It's so nice, it's so sturdy. Once you're making, you'll feel how sturdy it looks. And look, you can even stand it up. It doesn't even have to be hanging. Really cool. Now to embellish it, let's move on to embellishing. I have my little mouse friend here, and he is from a Caroline We Go clear stamp set, so he comes with 4 other friends and different sentiments. I have my image colored with Copic markers, and I give him design on his little sweater so he looks nice and cozy there. I'm going to use the window die, and this is one of our newer dies as well. It's called Vintage Window. I'm die cut it already from white cardstock. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to die cut it from this paper, from the same paper pack, because I want this really cool lights to show through my window. When I die cut it, I'm going to be really careful to keep all of the little pieces that came out, because that's what we're going to inlay. I have one more here and one more here, and here is my die cut as well. So I'm going to line it up like this. I'm going to line up the blue one behind it, and this is not for not particular reason, because I already have it and it will give a little bit more thickness to our window. Now before I put it on, actually there's one more die that I want to use with the stars. This is the star wreath, and I want it to go behind my mouse and behind the window. So I'm going to line up and see, I want the stars to show. I'm going to step back a little bit before I put the window on. There are 2 more things we need to do. I'm going to do the sentiment first. I'm going to use Christmas bells are ringing, because it totally goes with the image that we're using today. I'm going to stamp it, making sure I don't lose any of these pieces. These are very important. I'm going to stamp my sentiment onto the white cardstock, and then I'm going to die cut it with one of the long flex dies. The other thing that I have here is the corner, and this corner comes with your suitcase die as well. I die cut 2 from white cardstock. I'm going to fold them and put on 2 of the corners of our little box. I think it finishes off this little box nicely, creates another really pretty detail to our project. Now I have my sentiment here and I have my window. I'm going to line them up and see how the things are going to go before I attach the window and everything else. I also have the Christmas trees. I actually die cut 2 sets, and this is the stitch trees die that I used, and the papers are from Christmas Hodgepodge paper pack. The trees are going to go behind. Okay, so I'm going to now cut my flag to about right here so it doesn't give too much thickness behind the window, and I'm going to attach the trees and the flag first. Now to the fun part. We're going to inset all of these die cut pieces from the window, from the printed paper. I'm going to put glue on the inside, and then I have to play the game and find the matching pieces and put them all in. Look how beautiful it turned out. I really love this effect of the window, like outside, seeing the snow is falling. So pretty. Now my little mouse can go on the side of the window right here. Now we can work on the back of our hanger. I have this left from the sides, remember when we were doing the box, so I can use this on the bottom, and then I have this set of another set of the trees, so I was thinking I'll put them here, and I have another circle. Not sure, I have actually 2 of these circles, but not sure if it's overkill. I think I'm going to do without the circle, just keep it nice and clean on the back, just have my line with the trees. And then this gives you space to write to and from or anything like that in this spot. I just realized that we have this left from the front of the card, so I think I'm going to try to tuck it in behind the tree here. If I can still lift it, yep. I think that's pretty. Here you go. So the back, the front. The only one more thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add a few sequins to brighten it up, make it even more festive. And now we're done. I'm really happy actually how this turned out. It was really fun to make, and I'm happy that we found yet another use for the suitcase box die. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you learned a few things. and I will see you tomorrow for day 15. Bye for now.